Welcome back to another Film Geek movie review. In just a moment, I am going to be walking my happy butt over to the futon to check out the new Shudder original, The Demon Disorder. This film is directed by Stephen Boyle and it's starring Charles Codier, Dirk Hunter, and Amy Ingram. This film tells the story of a family that has some kind of possession curse going on. Strange events happen during the death of the father of the family. Then later on down the road, the two brothers reconnect because those same events are happening to one of the brothers, or at least at the homestead or something like that. Needless to say, the weird events are happening again, and so the brothers get together to try to figure out what the hell is going on with their crazy family. Now, from just looking at the trailer of this film, this movie looks like it's going to have some ridiculously good practical effects, which I'm not really surprised because Stephen Boyle is actually a special effects and makeup guy. One of the movies I saw that he has done was the movie Daybreakers, which I really enjoy. It's an Ethan Hawke film. Check it out. Willem Dafoe, I believe, is in it too, about vampires and all. Good stuff. And the makeup is extremely well done in that film. So I'm also expecting that same level of quality, but on a much bigger scale, being that he's the director of this movie. Well, you know what, guys? It's enough of me sitting here yammering on. It is time for me to get over to that futon and check out The Demon Disorder. Welcome back. Just getting done checking out The Demon Disorder, and guys, this wasn't a half bad film. I don't think I would have enjoyed it this much if I did see it in the theaters, though. I mean, if I would have paid like between $15 and $25 a ticket to see this film, I think I would have left a little bit more disappointed, but that it's on a streaming service like Shudder. Shudder's $6.99 a month. This was not a half bad film in that realm. I thought it fit perfectly well on a streaming service like Shudder and was a perfectly entertaining film. Now, let's get this started, shall we? We're going to get things started with negatives, then move into the positives to end the video on the ever so important high note. The first negative I want to talk about is that this film never really gives you an explanation on why this possession or demon or anything like that is going on. The story itself is fairly shallow. None of the characters really develop into anything. All of them are just people that are involved in this crazy crap. The pacing of the film moves really fast, so you don't really get an opportunity to really get to understand or know the brothers all too well. You're just basically witnessing all of this crazy crap happen in front of your eyes. And then it never really even gives you a solid reason for why this is going on. The movie leads you down some rabbit holes where you start to feel like, okay, well, maybe this isn't necessarily a demon possession. Maybe this is one of those allegory kind of films, right? Maybe this means something else. And the movie does make you start to believe that not everything might be as it seems, but then as it does that, it goes right back to, nope, this is just a monster film. Just a monster film. Don't worry about it. Don't pay any attention to all these little flashbacks that we're showing something that might not be a monster. It's totally a monster. And then the film will go on with that for a little while, totally monster stuff, and then it will give you yet another reason to make you think that this is not necessarily a typical possession film, that there's something deeper here, that this movie is trying to deliver a message on maybe mental illness or something of that sort, aging illnesses like dementia or Alzheimer's, because there's this whole thing that's brought up with the possession, which is kind of unique, and I'll get to, where it seems to only follow this family like it's a hereditary type thing. And so it makes you go, okay, well, that follows suit with something like mental illness or, again, aging illnesses like Alzheimer's, dementia, or something of that sort. Those are all hereditary or, genetic illnesses that can all happen within the family. But then when you start to think that that's where the movie's going, no, it brings it right back to monster movie. And I don't know why the film bounces around with stuff like that, where it keeps making you think one thing and it goes back to the other. Maybe it's because it's just making up for the fact that the story itself is just kind of shallow in there. Basically, it's just a horror creature feature possession type thing. At its core, it doesn't really bring anything new to the table. Now, the way the possession works is fairly unique, and I did like that. I thought that was a cool way that it travels almost like a virus, and it stays within the family from, again, what I think I know of the rules of the creature because this movie has a bad habit of changing things around. One moment someone's being possessed by the demon, they could have powers like telekinesis or something, but then they could be held down by one normal human being and chains and big tires and stuff. But then all of a sudden, boom, big burst of supernatural power and all. The movie also brings in some religious elements into the movie, but then the movie also reminds you, we don't really believe in this, so I don't know why this would work in the first place. So I don't feel like we were dealing with some kind of religious hellspawn demon. I think it was supposed to be more than that, but the script itself just didn't have the depth to pull something like that off. But this movie does have something really amazing going for it. Now, as I brought up in the intro, the director of this film, his big thing that he does in films is mostly special effects. And let me tell you people, the special effects in this film, and I'm not talking CGI, I'm talking real practical effects. And there's some moments where he pulls off some amazing looking stuff, some really cool puppetry work, awesome looking just wounds and just gooey, nasty types of gore. And I'm not talking like organs coming out, heads getting chopped off. This film still stays right in the body horror kind of area. So we have a lot of stuff like weird rashes that become like eyeballs or arms popping out of someone's armpit. Things of that sort that is just freaking off the wall crazy. And as you're watching this, you know for a fact that this is a real thing that you can touch, and it brings so much more depth and realness to the film that it makes you feel like this is a tangible, real thing that's in front of you. So the movie really excels in its special effects and its practical effects and the gore that is in this film. However, the story itself doesn't bring anything really new to the table, and the acting isn't terrible, but it's definitely in the B-horror genre. All in all, guys, I would say this is a 100% really fun. Stream it on Shudder if you're a member. I don't feel like this is a movie that's going to necessarily make people subscribe to Shudder. If you don't have a Shudder subscription already, this might not, I don't think this is going to necessarily bring the subscribers in. But if you're somebody who's already a subscriber of Shudder, this is a perfectly acceptable, fun film that gets you all pumped up for the good old Halloween that's just around the corner. Don't expect a whole lot from this film, just a bloody good time. Alright guys, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for checking out the Film Geek. If you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's one more thing you can do, folks, that is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.